nothing but taking. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart. Ain't going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just grew in and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do nothing but taking. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go.
Hello. Just turn that down a bit. Hopefully it's not too quiet.
They can go.
Hello.
They can go.
So 26 hours late, but here we are streaming. Slight change of plans from what I was going to stream and when I was going to stream. I'm trying to keep it on Wednesdays, but here we are on a lovely Thursday. 2 hours later than I'm usually streaming. But I was feeling a bit under the weather yesterday and still some today, but I'm feeling better today. But I figured I should do as I preach to all of my friends and actually take some time to stop and feel better. But yeah, I'm feeling all right now, so. Don't mind, I'm trying to stream. But I'm feeling better now, so we're going to play a little bit. I still wanted to stream this week despite feeling under the weather. So change of what game we're going to be playing is a Raven Monologue, which I have not played before, but it looks very interesting. The art style looks absolutely gorgeous, and just the idea of it sounds really fun. But it's also only about an hour, hour and a half long, depending on how long it takes you to finish the puzzles. So I was looking for a game that was a little on the shorter side, just, you know, to be on the safe side. Let me change a couple of things. I forgot to the cat box that I have. It's to try and keep the cats off of the rest of the computer desk if they have their own little corner of the desk. But I don't want that on camera. Although we'll probably have a visitor come by at some point. Anyway, I was going to play a bit of a spoopy game. Something that was a little more atmospheric, psychological horror. Mostly in anticipation for Resi 8 that's coming out, but that's okay. We're going to play that next week because I'm just not quite feeling up to it. I'm not great at horror games. This one, the one that I'm planning for next week, doesn't look like it's going to be like scary because I'm not fond of jump scares. I get startled easily. It's hard to scare me, but I like psychological horror particularly well. So we'll be playing that next week, hopefully, if everything goes well. But for now, we are going to play a Raven Monologue. And I'm sure you've been listening to the music playing for a bit.
They are way too far from
you can tell that I didn't prepare much for this, despite being
they just grew in and they
a day late and $1 short. But that's okay. We're gonna go with it anyway. Really good. Alright, so this game looks really good. I don't know the premise of it or anything about it.
Do nothing but
I'm enjoying the song that's been playing on repeat.
Unfortunately, they can't
it's not gonna get copyright claimed, but it sounds like it might be more the game. I guess we'll see. You never know. I'm kind of interested to see when I would get my first copyright strike. Let's hope we don't get it, but in case we do, it's alright, let's go ahead and play. Actually, I'm gonna crack open my juice.
Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go.
Alright, let's go.
They can't go.
Raven Monologue. So it is a point and click visual
From
novel
the right
kind of
side
thing.
of the heart.
I guess we'll just open the door. Oh, maybe we don't. It's not a point and click. It's a go through the novel first. So we've got a girl at the door who's talking about flowers. Is she trying to give us one or sell us one? Pretty flower. Aw, he takes the flower? Yeah, now he's got a rock and a flower inside of a bird cage.
Ain't going, ain't
Alright, so
growing. They're not getting it again.
He's carrying some leaves.
They are way too far from loving.
So he goes ahead.
They just grew in and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again.
So now he's got some leaves and a flower and a rock.
They can't do nothing but take it.
Now he's talking to a lady about some sticks.
Unfortunately, they can't go.
There he goes, taking the sticks.
Unfortunately, they can't
Very happy with their box. Well, it's an old box, but they pulled it out of the closet. Aw, little girl on the swing.
Unfortunately, they can't go.
So he's
They
talking about all
can't
of
go.
the things that he has inside of his bird
They
cage.
can't go.
She's got this little...
From the right side of the heart.
don't have a forward arrow. Are we supposed to hit the back arrow? Maybe. Oh, look. Okay, so now we're going backwards through the story. He has a rock.
Ain't going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just crewing and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again.
Huh.
They can do nothing but take it.
Well, all of those people are rocks, and we're going backwards.
Unfortunately, they can't
He's feeling down. There's a rock.
Unfortunately, they can't go.
We're back to where we started. We can still
Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart.
I mean, the art style is absolutely gorgeous. So we're going back through it again, collecting all of the pieces to put back into the bird cage. All of the people are rocks. There isn't anything else to click on, I don't think.
Going,
It's kind of just there.
ain't growing. They're not getting it again.
Lady.
They are way too far from loving. They just crewing and they ain't going, ain't growing.
Rock
They
on the
break
side
people's heart again.
with the windmill.
They can do nothing but take it. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart.
Was it desaturated last time? Was it colorless last time? Is it changing? I know this was colorless last time, wasn't it? I think that was different. Yeah, because it's, hold on. How many times do we go through this? Because the sky is blue.
Ain't going, ain't growing. They're
every song we listen
nothing
to for
but
however long this
taking.
takes.
Unfortunately, they can't go.
See, it did say that this was an hour and a half long game, and it averaged out at about 1 to 2 hours, 1.5 hours.
Unfortunately, they can't go.
Okay, so we have all of the color in the background right now.
Unfortunately, they
Trying to
can't
spot what's
go.
different.
They can't go. They can't
It
go
doesn't look like a lot is different this way.
from the right
Trying to see if
side of the
there's much different the other way.
heart.
Because we still have all of the color in the background. Maybe there wasn't any color the second time, and I just only noticed it on the third. I mean, this is very interesting. I want to see how far we go. So this is always the last page. So if we ever get another arrow going this way, that'll definitely be something new. But I can't click on anything else on the pictures except for the arrows. It doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah, so the only time I can click on something is when my arrow turns white.
Ain't
There's
going, ain't
nothing here
growing.
that turns my
They're
cursor
not
white.
getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just crewing and they ain't
Maybe it's
going,
a monologue talking about how the world
ain't
would be easier if
growing.
more people were ups.
They break
Or vice versa. What would
people's
happen if
heart
you didn't have
again.
people? Okay, so there's no
They can do
Sky
nothing
color.
but taking. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately,
I feel like something
they
changed.
can't go.
Were the trees always white? Hold on, were the trees always white? The trees white before? No, the trees were brown. So I did.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
they
so we
can't
are
go.
losing color as we go on. I guess the question
They
is, were
can
they?
go. They can go
Did they have color in the other cycles back?
from the right side of the heart.
Okay, so no color, other than and no color. But I also can't click on anything. And he opens it up and all of the color disappears. All of the plants. And he's left with only the stone. We go back and we're back.
Going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again.
Yeah, I'm not getting it again.
They are way too far from loving.
So, is there anything
They
different
just crewing and they ain't
from this cycle
going,
through and the previous cycle through?
ain't
That's the
growing.
question. Can we see anything
They
different?
break people's heart again. They can do nothing but taking. Unfortunately, they can't go.
So right now the only colors are like shades of pinkish red. I mean, not in the sky, but all that's there are shades of pinkish red.
Unfortunately, they can't
Because all I have is
go. they can go from the right side of the heart.
And see, then now the leaves have green on them. So then we're going to get the wood, and it's gonna turn the bark of the trees brown. Yeah. So now we have brown wood, green leaves, and then like the color of the pinkish all over the place. So then what does the windmill represent? Since we can already see blue. The blue of the sky and the blue of the water.
Ain't growing, they're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just grew in and they ain't
Would there be
going,
any difference if I didn't go all the way through
ain't
it?
growing.
Like,
They
what if I go
break
back now
people's
instead of
heart
going all the way
again.
to picking up the windmill? Would it change anything?
They can do nothing but take it. Unfortunately, they can
Like,
go.
if I just go through it backwards, we still lose color in the...
Unfortunately, they can't go.
Yeah, so it's color. Okay, let's go through another cycle. Who needs PT when we can just...
Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go from the right side of the heart.
Alright, so we pick up the windmill. And then we can only go backwards. So I have a rock. I keep the rock.
Ain't going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again.
So we've lost blue because we don't
They
have the
are
windmill.
way too far from loving. They just grew in and
We've lost
they
brown because we don't
ain't
have the wood.
going,
Well, we do, but we don't.
ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do
Lose the
nothing
green of the
but
leaves.
take
I'm
it.
very upset about it.
Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go.
I don't know, do we just I go back, it just goes back to here. So I can't go back further in the story. We can only go forward in the story.
Ain't going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again.
I feel like this music is taunting me.
They are way too far from loving. They just crewing and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do nothing but
Watch out, is that
taking.
So I can't actually talk.
Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart.
Yeah, so it looks like the image just kind of loops over. And then there'll be another clock tower. Programmers, there is a gap. I see the seams of your conveyor belt.
Ain't going,
Okay.
ain't growing. They're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just crewing and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do nothing but taking.
I don't understand.
Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart.
I don't understand. Do I just cycle through it? Is that all? Do I just cycle through it over and over again with nothing changing? With nothing to show for it?
they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again.
So that's it. Hold on, let's pull it up again.
Ain't going, ain't growing. They're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving. They just grew in and they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do nothing but take it. Unfortunately, they can't go.
I looked up how long this game was.
Unfortunately, they can't go. Unfortunately, they can't go. They can't go. They can't go. From the right side of the heart.
What? Really, huh? Yeah, people say it's only 5 minutes. Why did I remember somebody saying it was an hour and a half? Maybe I was looking at something else.
They're not getting it again. They are way too far from loving.
I mean, it's still really pretty.
And they ain't going, ain't growing. They break people's heart again. They can do nothing but take it.
You didn't see me run through it a second time. Hold on. Okay, so... What? Okay. Well then. Maybe I was looking... Maybe it was the other game I was looking at. Now I feel silly. Alright, well. I spent 30 minutes playing a visual novel that was 5 minutes long. That's always fun. We'll see if this one gets posted on YouTube. I'm not sure. I feel silly. But, you know, it was still an interesting experience, even though I thought that it was going to be much longer than what it was. I was prepared for an hour and a half stream, and it turned out to be only 30 minutes long. I guess it shouldn't be playing a Raven monologue, it's more like watching. But that's okay. That's fine. It was still fun. I'm still not feeling well. So I'm probably going to leave it at this for now. My cat wants attention, despite the fact that he has both food and water. Trying to think of other things that I would want to show you. What? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll have a poetry stream. That sounds... Honestly, that sounds a bit crazy. I don't think I'll be reading any of my poetry online. I don't know. So there are other stuff. There are other things. I mean, I could play something else real quick. We could probably play something else. Sorry. Always make sure you vampire sneeze, especially in this economy. Let's see. What is game time? Oh gosh, somebody played this for 8 hours. Somebody played it for 5 hours. Okay. Steam says that this one's going to be a much longer game. And it looks interesting, and it's been on my list. Something that I was kind of interested in. It's another visual novel. It says it's violent. What? But it looks so cheery. What is this? Maybe not that one. I've got a lot of good games on my list of things that I would like to play at some point. See, this one's technically psychological horror. It could probably be fun. We could just go through... It's a game with 4 endings. It does have some heavy subjects in it, though. I don't know if I'm feeling up to heavy subjects. We're just gonna explore my lists and see what we feel like playing. How about you? How long are you? I'm not looking for a long game, but I feel like I should play something for more than just 30 minutes. Even though I would love to go take a nap. This one says they've been playing for 5 hours, 6 hours, or... Okay. For half an hour, for 0.6 of an hour. This one's for 2 hours. Half an hour, a third of an hour. Alright, so this one is really short. Some people say that that's not good. But it looks like it'd be fun. We'll give it a try. We're gonna download this game on stream. You don't get to watch me download it, but you can know that it's almost done. because I have fast download speeds. Alright, so very impromptu, completely unplanned. Let's turn the graphics quality down to good. Display on the right monitor. Play. Can you see it? No, you cannot. Okay. Where did it go? Hold the phone. You come over here. You close on. You open up. Let's not accidentally flash things that shouldn't be seen. I mean, not that it would be difficult to guess what my Steam name is, and not that there's anybody here to see my Steam name. I tried greasing this chair so it didn't creak so much, and now the only thing that I accomplished is that my sweatshirt smells like WD-40, which is a little upsetting. Anyway. It's one of those annoying ones that only pop up when you're on the page. Anyway. Okay, I saw one of my audios was muted, and I thought for a second that I had been talking to myself for the past 15 minutes, but no, we're good. Let's update this. We're playing Sunset's Ashes. Just gonna update our stream. I think I could have made this game windowed, and that didn't happen. I just forgot to choose that option. Sunset's Ashes, which is a category. Indie game, English, and it's gonna be short, so... Okay, we're gonna go for it. Scene and open. Cool. Let's play Sunset's Ashes. Days of climbing, days of sleeping, days of sleeping on the ground, and I'm still not used to the low oxygen. Alex, do you mean days of sleeping? Thank you, Alex, for pointing out that spelling mistake. I appreciate you. Nick is saying, I said sleeping. I know there's a P in it. I heard sleeping. Me too, Alex. Me too. You're just not listening to me. You're not talking loud enough, or in my direction. Don't pick on me. It's hard to breathe up here. I'm climbing this mountain for you, and you want to complain about the direction I'm looking? Fair enough. At least I'm getting the best view from behind. Oh, okay. You watch it. I don't think I like you right now for picking on me. Love you, still love you, but not sure I like you. We can turn back if you want to. No, I can do this. Not about to turn back now after climbing for so many days already and spending so much money on the gear. Well, I'll tell you what. If you collapse, I can always carry you. I don't have to look at you to know there's a wink with that. I might not be in the best shape of my life, but I'm not about to fall over, and I will not be carried. If I wouldn't let you carry me on our wedding night, no one is carrying me. No one is ever carrying me. Alright, so we have a married couple. Eek! That gust of wind chilled through my windbreaker and down to my bones. Why is it so cold? going to get a bit colder before the day is over. And you do this all the time for fun. Why again would you want to be in the cold like this so often? We grew up where it's warm, where it's so warm we never had winter. Just summer and less hot summer. Oh gosh, I feel that so hard. Same. Summer and less hot summer. Where it was either dry or sometimes raining. I feel that. You don't sweat as badly as I do. I call this a welcome change of scenery and body odor. Lots of fun in my book. Fun. We could live up north for the cold. What would compel someone to climb mountains for fun? I think it's an adrenaline rush thing. You know me. I've always loved taking in a beautiful view whenever the opportunity presents itself. Is he still looking at Nick's rear? My butt is off limits on this mountain. No way are any layers of clothes coming off me. Well, shucks, and here I was hoping for you to warm me up. If you're not careful, I'll give you a nice slap to warm you up. It'll be a slap of love. Remember the last time you gave me a love slap? Just thinking about it makes my face sore. It was a pretty fierce hit. You asked me to slap you that time, remember? Oh hey, I don't shame, but let's not get into bedroom stuff. Haha, yeah, true, but if I had known you were going to slap me that hard, I may not have asked at the time. We'd recently gotten back together from being broken up for 6 months after having been together for 3 years. I had some pent-up frustration to let out. Don't hit your partner. I mean, he asked for it. Okay, so not bedroom kinky stuff, but he did ask to be hit. But don't hit your partners. Besides, you should be thanking me. I sobered you up. If I hadn't slapped you, then you definitely would have lost that dart game. It was a really good dart game. I suppose you did make it up to me later that night, hee hee. You remember, right? When I took you home and baked cupcakes that night? Cupcakes? I don't remember any cupcakes. I made vanilla and lemon cupcakes for my sister's birthday the next day. I let you have one as an apology. You mean I've spent the past 2+ decades not remembering correctly how the rest of the night went? I must have hit you harder than I thought. They've been together for 20 years? Aww, couple goals. I do remember actually winning the dart game, right? I'll never tell. What? Oh, hello? This is base camp. You hear us up there? That is base camp's voice now. It's base camp. You hear us up there? Loud and clear, base camp. How's the climb going? You still on schedule? I'm alright. And yeah, still on schedule. Taking it slow and steady. Alex is probably having the easiest climb ever. Hehe. Yeah, I'll bet. I'm just trying to show off in front of my wife is all. Everything good down below? Well, it's clear on our neck of the woods. We're reading some heavy winds further up the path we mapped out for you, though. How heavy is heavy, exactly? A storm? No, not a storm. Generally, I'd say any climber will be fine, but since it's your first, Nick, we want to let you know so you're not surprised. How worried should I be? Nothing you can't survive. It might be hard enough to create whiteout conditions and force you into cover for the night, however. So if you go forward, there is a chance it will take another day. Do I have any other options? If you head east, there is a flat clearing that will take you far around the mountain and eventually curve back up. It's a longer route, so we didn't consider it. There's no guarantee you'll make it before sundown if you go that route, so you'll need to haul it in order to keep on schedule. Only other option is west along the mountain's sharp ridge. Honestly, it's the more dangerous route, and we intentionally avoided that area since it's your first climb. Why do I think I'm going to have to make a decision here? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I was not paying enough attention to make rational decisions on whether we should go for the dangerous route, the potentially dangerous route, and the long we'll have to run if we're going to make it route. But I was not expecting this. If you take the ridge, it curves up enough to make you reach the summit faster, but you should take it slow anyway. There are hooks along the chains to help climbers easily. All depends on how well you think you can handle it. So the heavy winds that might hold us back a whole day, easy clearing that I have to run through, or pray I don't have a fear of heights. That's what I'm getting, Nick. That's about what I'm getting from this. Alex, what option would you choose? I'm Alex! Okay, well. First and foremost, we're not taking the west path. It's Nick's first time climbing. Nick is already exhausted. And I don't know how well that's going to go. So, thinking in the shoes of considering my wife's well-being, I'm not going to choose west. We're not going to use the ridge, which is sharp, pointy rocks and potentially deadly falls. We're going to leave that path behind. So that leaves us with two options. They said that going forward, base camp said that going forward probably isn't going to be too much of an issue, but it could cause blackout conditions, which would put us back an entire day, which is not good, but is better than potentially falling to our death. So we're going to avoid that. Whereas east, we're going to have to run for it. And she's already tired, so we could... But she's also cold. So we could run for it, or we could push through the strong winds. Let me take a deliberating sip. Let's run for it. I'm making a decision. We're gonna run for it. East, making a run for it over the clearing. We can do it. Come on, honey. I'll carry you if I have to. Let's go. Run for it. Sorry, there was some interference. What was that? Making for the clearing. Hope all the running on the elliptical will have been enough training. Sorry, honey. I'm sorry, honey. Roger that. Be safe and cautious. If you need any support or update, let us know. So this is going to take a bit longer, but it's not going to take an entire day longer, so it's technically going to be the shorter route while not being dangerous like the other one, which would have avoided the weather. We're also trying to avoid the weather, so we might get caught in the weather anyway without being properly bunkered down in time. Oh god, I should have chosen the other option. It's too late, we're settling in, we're going with it. We don't regret our choices. Will do. Thanks, guys. I feel like my voices for them are going to change. I'm going to go for a deeper voice for Alex, just because that was the first voice that came out of my mouth. And we're going to go with a bit of a raspier voice for Nick, just because that was the actual first voice that came out of my mouth. And then Base Camp is just going to have a funny voice, because that's what I've decided. Are you sure you're going to be fine going this way? Sure, if you can do it, I can do it. Yes, ma'am. I really hate running, says the woman who always wants me to sprint the last leg whenever we would go for walks with the dogs. We both could use the exercise. Besides, if we had done it more often, this would be a lot easier to run. I'm doing fine. Shut up, you. Where are the loving words of encouragement? How is that not encouraging? I am encouraging you to step up and spite me. Yes, the perfect relationship. Oh, I'm going to spite you. Not with that tone. Come on, put some legs to work. Put those lungs to work and shout it. I'm going to spite you! Sorry for shaking the desk. With emphasis! I am going to hit this summit by nightfall. Now we're cooking. Cooking. Oh, how I miss food. You had food a few hours ago. Beans. I had beans. I want something more filling. Something delicious. You mean something sweet. I want ice cream and cake and brownies. So you're going to bake? Not a chance. Delivery. I do like delivery. It doesn't involve driving. Or cooking. Or putting on clothes. We need clothes to answer the door. You mean I can't stay on the couch while you answer the door? You're lucky I love you. I know. And this is why I push us to do more exercise while walking the dogs. I know. And hey, I am always supportive of us walking the dogs together. You still aren't helpful. How am I not helpful when walking the dogs? I ask you which paths we should go each afternoon, and you always have me choose. You never choose. It always feels like you don't care about walking. And then you tell me you can keep walking for hours. Sorry, dropping my phone. Saying that usually makes you want to push yourself a bit more for spite. Yes, and it aggravates me. It just makes me think of how out of shape I am. I never meant for it like that. You know I did cross country and sports in school. I'm used to being on my feet for hours. Excuse the squeaky chair. Is that enough squeaky for you? I need to fix it, but I don't know how. Yeah, back in school. How old are we now? You're still the most beautiful 21-year-old I know. Flattery doesn't work while I'm running through the snow in low oxygen. Well, it was worth a shot. I'm sorry though. My legs are one of the things I like keeping up on. I never mean for you to feel out of shape. I know. It's still irritating, even though you don't mean for it to be. Whenever we go for a walk, all I hear in my head is my football coach from high school. When my legs start hurting, he'd say, "Good, you can still feel them, then you can still move them. Get back to running." Oh God. Wasn't there something else he would say after that? As soon as I tell him I can't feel my legs anymore, he'd say, "Better, now you don't feel them hurting. Get back to running." I'm not you, and you are not your coach. You're right. I am much better looking than he was, and you are even better looking than me. If we weren't in a hurry to reach the summit, I swear. I know, you can slap me later. And by the way, I always care about going for walks with you. I know, they're great chances for you to take photographs with your camera. No, that's just a bonus. I like going so we can talk. We're at work all day long, and then at night we spend part of it on the couch watching shows on streaming channels. Our walks are the best times where we can really talk about anything and everything. We do always talk about everything while going for a walk. I can tell you about some ridiculous project I went to work on, and you'd humor me. Then you'd tell me about your day. Then you'll tell me about your day and everything you worked on. I have to be honest, I still have no idea what you meant every time you would mention computer programming. It's alright. I honestly have no idea what you were talking about each time you'd bring up financial planning. When I took economics in college, I got a C. That's why I'm in charge of the budget. And that's another thing. I can talk about the budget with you when we walk. Everything is a topic. Our walks are one of the best things we have ever done. Kind of like now. Exactly like now. Also, you're not as out of shape as you used to be. As you say you used to be. What? What makes you say that? I could always tell when you were getting tired near the end of a walk because you would spend the whole time breathing heavy. I felt like I had to think of conversation topics I could handle by myself since you didn't talk. Now look at you, keeping up with conversation perfectly. Think you can keep it up to the end? Longer than you can, mister. Ooh, a challenge. I feel a bit bad though. I do, after all, have a pretty big advantage. I have an advantage too. You do? What advantage is that? Didn't you say I'm 21? You're an old man well past 40. Ouch. Going right for the age? You're just lucky I see the end of the clearing right up ahead. Psh, you mean you're lucky. Let's get this over with then. From there it's a quick slope up to the summit. Wanna race? Wanna lose? I have the major advantage here. We shall see, my dear. We shall see. It's on! We received the achievement Open Clearing. We made it! I can't believe it, but we actually... Wow. It's incredible. Isn't it? It was worth making the ridiculous climb to get all the way up here. Oh, it was, huh? You're not salty about the days of sleeping on the ground in the freezing cold with no shower? I was a minute ago, but now... I think this may be the prettiest sight I've ever seen because of you. Better than the sunset on the riverboat from our honeymoon? Yes, even prettier than that. Our honeymoon was a lot more fun than climbing a mountain, though. As I recall, our honeymoon still involved a lot of walking. It was crazy hot, too. It didn't require me to bundle up with all these layers. It didn't have that crisp morning breeze. It didn't have me eating mostly beans for every meal. We lucked out that our honeymoon took place during a chocolate festival, is all. It also involved drinking. Hey, I wouldn't have stopped you from bringing alcohol up here. Probably not good if you're also suffering from, what? Altitude sickness with the low oxygen and all of that. Just saying. Running across that clearing while drunk would have gone so well. Yeah, but then you could invent a new drunk Nick dance. Oh gosh, no. I've had enough of those dances. Nothing tops the White Russian dance. I love the way you pump your arms and boogie back and forth. White Russian. White Russian. Now that's the spirit. Last dance I'm doing from up here. It's a really long way down and I don't need to slip. Fair point. Anyway, like you said, it was a great honeymoon. It was. We had some great memories from that trip. I love all the photos you took of us to look back on. Good thing I got into photography as a passing hobby. You always took a lot of photos from your past climbs too. Photos of scenery like this for me to see when you got home. I always wanted you to see it for yourself. Now I'm here. Seeing it for yourself in person is different, isn't it? Do you have the camera? You just take photos of it setting. Oh, you're right. Let me pull it out and snap a few photos. The kids are going to love this. So are the grandkids. I'll bet those little tykes won't even know what to make of this. Probably that it's magical. Something you only read about in a fantasy book or see in a movie. Not fictional anymore. So you really like it? The grandkids would have it right. It is magical. I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea it would be something like this. If I'd known, I would have done this sooner. Okay, I've been having this feeling for a moment now that things aren't all that they seem. Especially with the way this music is going right now. Maybe it's the way they're talking. I don't want to say anything, just in case I spoil, or even if I'm incorrect, which I'm kind of hoping I am, but at the same time, I just want to say that I am feeling a feeling that I might feel is about to come to pass. That's all I'll say. And if it turns out to be right, then I will say, I was right. And if I was wrong, then that's fine. Kind of hoping I'm wrong. You're doing it now. I would have done it together. I knew it! I knew it! Oh no! Oh no! We are here together. Not like how I wanted. Oh God! Oh no. Oh no. I had no warning. I was not prepared. Give me a second. Okay. Not like how you always wanted. Not with you right next to me. I mean, with the name. Not like how it's supposed to be. I'm so sorry. Life isn't fair. I wasn't supposed to lose you so soon. Not this soon. We had almost 30 years, and I want more. I want more years of you. That's okay, I'm prepared. Give me a second. They did a really good job of setting this up. It wasn't until very close to the reveal that I realized something was going on. Oh, and the music is gone. Is it about to loop back over? Or is the music gone? Okay, there's the music back. I want more years of you being awesome and loving me. I want more years of you irritating me like a brat. I actually miss you always finishing my sentences. Oh my god, what would have happened if she went by herself? What would have happened if she had gone the spiky, dangerous route? Would she have still made it to the top? Because they were, well, she was running by herself, but she was able to make the run because she was imagining talking with Alex. It was so aggravating how you could always imagine exactly what I would say before I say it, and then keep moving the conversation along. I miss that now. I miss you coming home from an adventure and telling me about it. Whenever you came back from a climb, you'd tell me how you would have to talk to yourself and pretend you were talking to me, which is why she did it on her trip. How keeping a conversation with yourself helped you focus and keep from getting tired. I tried doing that. I climbed this damn mountain pretending you were right here beside me talking to me. It helped. It really helped. I don't want to stop hearing your voice. I know. I miss you. I miss you so much. Sometimes I text your phone. I keep hoping you'll reply with the usual smooch or snuggle message. It's silly. It's not silly. I'm sorry I didn't do it more often. I even listen to your voicemail so I don't forget what you sound like. You had such a stupid, cliche voicemail. Why couldn't you do something funnier? At least I can still imagine your voice when I read something you wrote. Do you remember the poem you wrote me? I do. It was so bad. I love that poem. You wrote it for me. I wrote it the first time I saw a view like this one. I wish I'd written it better. If I'd known those would be the last words that make you think of me, I promise I would have tried harder. You didn't need to. You were perfect just the way you were. And I love keeping those words close to me. As the sun sets, I feel compelled to sit quietly and stay a while, like how your own beauty and wonder bring me a smile. I wait patiently there as the star falls past the skies, and then I see only you as it goes dark and I close my eyes. I dream of all the adventures I've had with you at my side, the times we laughed, danced, hollered, and cried. I didn't realize there would be a tissue warning on this. This is what I get for not double checking my games first. Memories of awestruck sights with us both thinking, wow. Dreams I'd repeat with you for as long as my sleep would allow. Then, as I wake, the morning sun caresses my face, making me think you're there offering a warm embrace. I reach in and pull out the one-word note you'd stuck in my bag. Boo. It makes me smile and start the day remembering how much I love you. I hate you sometimes, you know? I know. Remember what I'd always say about hating someone? Hate is a strong word. It takes a lot of time and energy to really hate someone. I'm glad to know I was worth the time and energy. I'll never stop. You'll always be worth it. Thank you. I love you, my bear. And I love you, mi hermosa. So, would we make it here no matter which options we chose? Would it just be like different stories and stuff? So I'm not going to read it all, we're only going to read anything that's different. But yeah, so this is why Base Camp was only talking to Nick and didn't hear what Alex was saying. Okay, so we're going to go forward through the heavy winds. See, I like that they managed to cut that out. Going to push forward. At least the only way to go is straight up if the weather gets bad. Roger that. Be safe and cautious. If you need any support or update, let us know. Will do. Thanks, guys. Base camp out. Are you sure you're going to be fine this way? Going this way? Sure. If you can do it, I can do it. Yes, ma'am. How long is this going to last? Only been more than a couple of hours. Can't be too far now. I don't know. I feel like this was a bad idea. Makes me think about the time you drove in whiteout conditions. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Not exactly my best decision ever. Every time you tell that story, you also mention it being the dumbest thing you have ever done. Well, it was the dumbest thing I'd ever done. Still ranks as number one. It's one of the few things I could happily never do again. Was it as bad as this? I don't know. I think driving in whiteout conditions was worse. Still can't believe some idiots barreled down the highway hoping no one would be slowing down ahead of them. Feels like a miracle I made it out alive most of the time. Do you want to stop? No, I am making the summit in time for the sunset. I can always see the sunrise in the morning. Or I can see the sunset and the sunrise. Besides, you know I'll never get up early enough to see the sunrise. Yeah, well, a year ago I'd have said there's no chance of ever getting you on a mountain like this. Now here we are. Congratulations, you have officially been the most positive and negative influence on me. What? No, I am nothing short of a saint who married a stubborn woman. In fact, it's you who had the negative effect on me. Is that so? And how did I negatively affect you? Well, I remember being able to eat almost anything and be quite healthy. Oh, I see. So I exposed you to good food and then your belly couldn't take junk food? Purely subjective. Is that all? Well, what negative effects have I supposedly had on you? Ha! I knew it! I domesticized you and you have no ammo! And negative on me? I was never this stubborn before I met you. Never? Never. Pretty sure I didn't make you stubborn overnight. Remind me how much effort you put into making me have ketchup with my meals. What kind of weird person doesn't have ketchup with fries? I'm not a big ketchup fan. There is nothing wrong with a lack of ketchup. Thank you, Alex. You used to have no condiments with any meal. I did you a favor. I do love mayonnaise. With things, not by itself. Inside of sandwiches, preferably. Ranch dressing is always good. Queso dip. Literally anything with queso dip. Coming from someone who has cheese with everything, I don't think so. You not embracing cheese is a failure on my part. What is cheese? When I get down from this mountain, the first thing I'm going to do is smother you in ketchup and cheese. Well, this is taking a darker turn. Get your head out of the gutter. That's where my head always goes. Plus, given the current situation, it's kind of hard to avoid thinking about your butt. You can't see my butt with all the snow. I have a pretty good imagination. You are horrible. I know, but that's why you love me. I do. You pain in the butt. Not yet. Calm yourself, Alex! Alex! Sorry. Trying to keep you in high spirits. Figure it's the best way to help you get through this. You pick the worst times to flirt with me. Nonsense. I am a perfectly timed flirt. I know all the moves, the best moves. Says the man who asked for permission for our first hug. Hey! Consent! Consent is perfectly sexy and perfectly acceptable and, should definitely be the first thing. Ask for permission before giving hugs. I do. I was being a gentleman. And our first kiss. Again! Normalize! You can normalize this thing. You can ask for permission. Because what if the other person doesn't feel the same way? Yes, you could go for it and see. Or you could ask. You could be like, hey, I would like to kiss you right now. Is that okay? Or hey, can I kiss you right now? An exceptional gentleman. I agree with Alex. Nick, get your priorities straight. You think so, huh? I do. Besides, I didn't ask permission any time after that. So much for being a gentleman. Hey, I was still a gentleman in my approach on every occasion. Only. Why is your tail wet, you weirdo? We have kitty cat intermission. You alright, bud? You got some gas? He gave a big old burp when I picked him up. Birthday baby? You can sit in my lap if you'd like. I'm going to continue reading this though. Only reason you ever got a second kiss was because you earned a lot of brownie points for making me a CD. Did he make you a mixtape? That's adorable. Well, I did make a pretty awesome CD for you. Wow, that was a long time ago. Must have been. Don't say it! You say it and it's proof we're old. Honey, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we are a bit old. Our parents made mixtapes. We made CDs. And then our kids made playlists. I wonder what the grandkids will do when they're old enough to date. I don't think they even know what a mixtape is. There's still time to learn. They can read all about it in a microfiche. I never even had to use a microfiche. What? How did you never have to use one? I don't know how to pronounce that word, I'll be perfectly honest. I've never had to use one. We had real computers in my school. Says the person who always needs me to fix her computer. I'm trying to help you feel young, sweetie. Reminding you of when you were in college and always had to fix your parents' and grandparents' computers. Oh yeah, those were the fun times. Who could forget having my grandparents get a dozen viruses a month from opening bad emails? And then my mother would always volunteer me to fix it. I know how that feels. Remember the one time you got her back? Yeah. His cassette player wouldn't work, so I told him how great she could be at fixing it since her classroom had one. She was furious when she called. She laughed pretty hard though, too. I think she was proud of you for it. I think that was the last time you were volunteered to help. Win-win? Yeah. We need to think of something like that to put our kids through. Better think fast. I think it's starting to clear up. If it is, then we must be almost to the end. See, I told you I could make it all the way through without losing a day. I knew you would. Come on, let's get out of this, and then it's a short hike up to the summit. Alright, well, we've got to go the last route now. We made it. I can't believe it, but we actually... Wow, it's incredible, isn't it? It was worth making the ridiculous climb to get all the way up here. Okay. So, yeah, this is all the same. I'm not going to read it over again. I finally stopped crying. I'm not going to read it over again. I'm not looking. I'm still looking, but I'm looking at a different screen now. I'm not reading it again. But then when it said when it asked for her to pull out the camera, I was like, wait a minute, why isn't Alex taking the photos? I was trying to see if I could read what it says on the urn. Nope. It's a gorgeous game. It's very pretty. And it paints a very nice story. Alright, we got one path left that we gotta get through. We gotta do it. I swear if the game next week makes me cry, because I already have one planned for the week after that I know will make me cry. Although it might take me 2 parts to finish it, so I might not cry to begin with, but... Okay, one more path. We're taking the dangerous route. I mean, it's very simplistic. There's not a lot here, but the story has depth because it feels like a real relationship by the way that they talk to each other. And like you're finding out information as they go about. You're not like spoon-fed information or anything. They're just telling stories, and it's like banter and a real relationship. And then you find out that it's all just conversation that she's having in her head. It's a very simple build-up, but it's very well done, very well written because it feels genuine and authentic. I mean, straight, like, I'm gonna roll the credits before I end all of this, but straight up, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, the art style is absolutely beautiful, but the story is the reason that you say, you know? I mean, the story is the reason why I'm going through this whole thing 3 times. It's because I would like to get the whole story. See, this feels bad though, because like she's asking her husband, the figment of her husband that she feels like she's been talking to, she's asking him what route he would take if it was up to him. So this feels kind of bad, him, like the voice of him in her head saying, we're going to take the dangerous route. See, it's interesting that, like, this is technically the only bit of gameplay. Like, this is the only control that we have. The only other control we have is going forward in the story by just pushing the next dialogue button. This is the only bit of control that we have in this story. And it's from the perspective of the dearly departed husband. Which is, like, very, very interesting because, like, it immediately puts you in the place of him, because this is you making the decision, but it's him making the decision for her. I mean, maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but it's just, I think that is, like, a very excellent touch right there. Because it could, like, they could have just gone with it being like a story, like, we're going to go through these different perspectives and all of that. It could have just been, oh, choose a path forward. But no, they specifically put you in the place of Alex. They put you in the mindset of Alex. You are making this decision for Alex, yourself, and Nick to go. So it's just that I find that a particularly interesting decision that they made when making this. Like, very excellent decision, but a very interesting one nonetheless, because I kind of would like to know why they decided on that, unless it's specifically for this purpose, to make it so that it's more personable. Like, she's talking to you, the player, which does, I mean, it certainly made the final reveal a lot more impactful to me. I don't know if it would have been as impactful to me if I hadn't put myself in the mindset of Alex. I don't know, I just find it interesting. I don't know if it would have been quite as impactful were you put in the position of Nick, because then you would have found out that, oh, I've been imagining this the whole time. But no, it's, I have been the imagined the whole time. Okay. Alright. We're going to get through this last path. I'm going to take a fortifying sip of my juice. Not sponsored, but I've been enjoying this lately. Specifically, the green goodness is what I'm drinking right now. This is my first time trying this one. I have the blueberry one in my fridge. But this one is even better than the blueberry one, and I'm a big fan of blueberries. But no, this one's pretty good. I can't even taste the third of a banana. I don't know, it's pretty good. I definitely taste the, it's only a third of a kiwi, are you kidding me? So it's the mango. That's all you taste, is the mango, really. And a bit of pineapple and a bit of kiwi. I don't know, it's good. The big thing I'm concerned about is the, it contains 3 3/4 servings of fruit. I'm trying to be better about having a lot of like fruits and veg in my diet, and it's easier to keep vegetables frozen and then cook those than it is to keep like fresh fruit ready to be consumed. Those don't keep for very long, and I don't like going to the grocery store extended numbers of times, and I will sometimes get my groceries delivered because I don't feel like going to the store. So, save me a trip by paying $5 in delivery. Yes, I am rambling about something that is of no... Excuse me. I am rambling about something that is of no consequence and of no relevance, so that way I distract myself from the fact that I would like to continue crying about this story, and I might cry about it more later. But I'm not going to cry about it on camera. Excuse my popping shoulder. I've been told that that freaks people out sometimes, especially when they think that it's my elbow. I have all of the snappy pops. Okay. Let's get through this last path. Heading for the ridge. If you see an avalanche, it will most likely be from me screaming. Roger that. Be safe and cautious. If you need any support or update, let us know. Will do. Thanks, guys. Base camp out. Are you sure you're going to be fine going this way? Sure. If you can do it, I can do it. Yes, ma'am. See, I'm a little bit worried this way. Oh no. Do not look down, 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 do not look down. Hey, look at that down. Hey, look at that down there. You are the worst husband in human history. Oh, you know you love me. I know I love you. I always love you. Loving you doesn't mean I like you right now. Why? Why? Why did I think this was the way to go? I think it's because you're always so impatient. See? Oh. Here she thinks that it's the right way to go. impatient. Honey, how long have we been together? Long enough for you to know I am not impatient. Good thing for me, you're in no position to smack me for disagreeing with you. Shouldn't you be offering me words of encouragement? Look at what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. I am hanging on for dear life. Yes, and you're rocking it. No pun intended. Oh, that pun was entirely intended. Only you would make puns that only you will understand and then have to say no pun intended so everyone else gets it. Me too, I do that. I do that a lot, yeah, no, I do that. Yeah, well, that aside, you are doing fine. What do you always tell me to never forget being? Awesome. Yes, well, right now, you are being awesome. Incredibly, bodaciously, ridiculously awesome. Imagine what the grandkids are going to think when Grandma gets off this mountain and tells them. They're never going to believe it. Only Grandpa does something so stupid. And now it's your turn. They're going to love it. Grandma hugging along the edge of a mountain. Grandma screaming at the top of her lungs. Grandma going from post to post on a sharp ridge of a mountain. Grandma holding on so tight she'll never be able to use her hands normally again. I think my versions are better. Your versions are BS. Nonsense! We haven't even gotten to the part of the story where you jump from post to post, one arm at a time like Tarzan. If I could do that, you know what else I would do right now? Kiss me. More like smack you. We'll have plenty of time for both after we reach the summit. What am I going to do with you? Love me. And not drop me. I'm kind of relying on you in the current circumstance. So please do not drop me. Your strap's tight. If I drop you, then I'm falling with you. We certainly can't have that. Who's going to tell this awesome story, then? You and telling stories. What's wrong with telling stories? You are always telling stories. You have that gator hunting story. It's a true story. Then the story of the deer that chased you and Pit when you took him out for a walk. Also a true story. Also a story that I wasn't in. Are you upset that I always tell stories about just me? For years you have been telling these same stories. Why don't you tell more stories about the whole family? What about the time I scared Kate's boyfriend? As I recall, that's a great story. Fool thought he could kiss our daughter in her bedroom. I got the drop on them, didn't I? Falling through the ceiling from the attic because the wood had given way was not the best way to get the drop on them. It was excellent timing. It was an excellent coincidence. What about our first date? You don't tell many people that story. About the improv show or the part where I kept beating you at that racing video game? Smart Alec. What about when we went whitewater rafting? I tell that story. Yeah, the part where the whole family kept messing up and how it's the only time you ever fell out of a raft. I don't need to tell the others parts. Oh, I accidentally skipped a page. No, sorry. Tell me a story. Remember the first time we moved somewhere we had snow? I do. I remember not wanting to step outside for anything. Do you remember how the dogs handled it for the first time? They were both confused about what it was and how to handle it. First time Pitt stuck a paw in the snow, he freaked out. You threw him into a pile of snow you had shoveled from the driveway. He loved being thrown in. He came back up to you and ready to be thrown again. You and Maya got into it and wanted to play the same as him. Then we had to put the snow booties on her because she was always licking her paws. She could barely walk at first. Looked almost like our dog was drunk the way she kept wallowing. It was a good night. You're right. It was a really great memory. So why don't you tell more people about that? That's always the crazy moments. It's always the crazy moments. I tell the kids. I don't feel a need to share those stories with anyone else. Why not? It's a different kind of story. One of our stories. Stories that you remember and make you quietly smile. I like keeping those moments for us, so we can smile back on them later. Those stories make me happy by remembering them on my own. Alex. I remember one of our first dates when we didn't leave the apartment because you were sick. I ended up holding back your hair for you the whole time. I remember. In that moment, I realized I was lucky to have you. Those are our stories. My stories. I don't share our stories because I want them to be ours. Maybe it's silly. But what we do is ours. You're awesome. And you're gorgeous. We're almost done. I can see the end of the ridge up ahead. Let's get this over with and off of here. You got it. Nothing more than a quick, clear slope to the summit from here. She doesn't look that old. In the first one, they said that he was only like 40. They must have like, I don't know. Like they've been together for 30 years, so yeah, they must be like in their 50s or 60s, I guess, depending on what time they got, how old they were when they got together. As the sun sets, fortifying sip. As the sun sets, I feel compelled to sit quietly and stay a while. like how your own beauty and wonder bring me a smile. I wait patiently there as the star falls past the skies, and then I see only you as it goes dark, and I close my eyes. I dream of all the adventures I've had with you at my side, the times we laughed, danced, hollered, and cried. Memories of awestruck sights with us both thinking, wow. Dreams I'd repeat with you for as long as my sleep would allow. Then, as I wake, the morning sun caresses my face, making me think you're there offering a warm embrace. I reach in and pull out the one-word note you'd stuck in my bag, boo. It makes me smile and start the day remembering how much I love you. I hate you sometimes, you know? I know. Remember what I'd always say about hating someone? Hate is a strong word. It takes a lot of time and energy to really hate someone. Glad to know I was worth the time and energy. I'll never stop. You'll always be worth it. Thank you. I love you, my bear. I love you, mi hermosa. Goodbye. Sunset 100%. Yeah. Well done. To every single one of you. You made a great one. Made me cry like at least 4 times in very quick succession. I mean, it was a really short game. I mean, I've spoiled it now, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And it was free to play. Like, what? I didn't even. It's free to play on stream on Steam right now, and it's just. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. Alright. I don't have a pull-up for this one. Oh, forgot to put my background up. Oh well. Alright. We had 2 really short games. One was more of a really short experience that I accidentally elongated to be about 6 times longer than it should have been. But is it a cold? Is it tears? Who knows anymore? I don't know. Anyway, okay. This it was all really good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So next week I will be streaming, hopefully, on Wednesday. Like, literally, I had meant to stream last night. So I pushed the time back from 6 p.m. Central to 7 p.m. Central so I could take a nap after work. So I set my alarm. So I would wake up about, 45 to 30 minutes before the time that I would want to start streaming. And then I woke up 12 hours later. So So I was like, oh yeah, no, I won't be streaming then. Okay. So, but I still wanted to stream this week because I really enjoy streaming, whether anybody watches it or not. But I will be posting this on YouTube, probably the entire thing, despite the fact that I do feel a little bit silly about, I thought for sure that that first one was like an hour and a half long, and I don't know, maybe I was looking at a different game? Maybe, I don't know. I thought for sure that I had looked up the runtime for that game. Novel experience, I suppose. It's not exactly a game, you just push one button. And then, well, you push two buttons, two whole buttons. Which I suppose isn't all that much different than what we just played a second ago. I've got tears on my shirt. My sweater is tear-stained sweater. Okay, well. It's got tears and machine lubricant. Literally, it smells like WD-40. I need to change my sweatshirt. Yeah, so we enjoyed two different visual novel experiences. Very different. The first one was more of a interesting concept kind of thing, like we're going through, it says going through the monologue of a crow that can't croak is what it says on Steam. That wasn't what I was getting, but maybe I just don't understand what that one was trying to say. I think that one was a lot more subtle. I mean, obviously, understood the full reasoning behind Sunset's Ashes, but anyway, both of those were absolutely amazing. Well, that last one was particularly good, but I loved the art style of the first one. It's very aesthetic. It was very aesthetic, yeah, definitely. I mean, just in general, it was a really pretty one. And then that second one was just, it was so well written. Like, the images were real pretty and all that, but no, it was the writing on that one that particularly got to me. It was good. I enjoyed it. Alright. You can check me out at all of these different socials here. My Twitch, where I'm streaming now, YouTube, where you're probably watching this because I've posted it there. That's where I'm archiving everything. Check me out on TikTok. I post weekly. Briefly, I was trying to post daily, but that's not something that I'm going to be able to do long term. So I post a couple of times a week. Usually it's just whatever random thing that I feel like talking about. You can follow me on Twitter. I will tweet out maybe moments before or moments after I start streaming. And occasionally 3 a.m. thoughts. I think I've got only one of those right now, but I almost posted another one. We'll see. Yeah, I don't use that one very much. This one I use more than any of them, which is kind of scary, but then these two are going to be the ones that I prefer to use most often. So this is where you'll be watching this. Anyway, have a wonderful night, day, evening, week, year, however long you would like that wonderfulness to last. If you want it to last forever, go for it. Have all the wonderfulness that you would like. No, but wishing all of you the best. Thanks for joining me, and bye-bye. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.